Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Ted Lasso is back, and honestly, it feels like a ghost of its former self. Imagine getting back together with someone you once adored, only to realize they've forgotten how to make you laugh. That's this new season in a nutshell. But here's the twist, I'm not mad about it. In fact, I think this might be the most fascinating creative misstep of the year. Stick with me here. When the show first dropped, it was like a warm hug in a world full of chaos. Ted's relentless optimism felt revolutionary. He wasn't just a coach, he was a human teddy bear who taught us that kindness could conquer locker room egos. But now, it's like the writers took his playbook and replaced it with a spreadsheet titled, How to Manufacture Joy. Remember that magical penalty kick that flew to heaven? Or the team singing Sound of Music tunes mid-game? Those moments were absurd, but they worked because they served the show's soul. Now, they feel like corporate branding. Why? Because the heart's been replaced with a checklist of quirky moments that don't land. And that's the tragedy here. Let's unpack this. Ted's decision to leave the team for his kid. Genius. It humanized him. But now, 3 years later, his return feels less like a narrative choice and more like a cash grab. Here's where I'll side-eye the fandom. We're mad because we expected a reunion tour, but maybe the show's real legacy was always in that bittersweet exit. Maybe the story wasn't about Ted's coaching, it was about learning when to walk away. Isn't that ironic? The show's biggest flaw might actually be its most honest moment. What's really fascinating is how this mirrors our obsession with nostalgia. We keep reviving old IPs, rebooting classics, and demanding sequels to stories we already loved. But Ted Lasso's stumble exposes a truth: you can't bottle lightning twice. Or maybe we're just seeing the limits of niceness as a storytelling tool. When you build a character around unshakable positivity, where do they go once the shine fades? Ted's not a coach anymore, he's a meme, a brand, a Hallmark card. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the show's trying to deconstruct its own myth. But if that's the case, why does it feel like a betrayal? Here's my hot take: this season's failure is a masterclass in creative courage. It's easy to chase the high of Season 2's Emmy wins, but harder to risk alienating fans by evolving. The original charm was never sustainable, Ted couldn't coach forever, and the team couldn't win every emotional battle. So maybe this joyless return is actually the show's most daring move. It's saying, life isn't a sitcom. Ted's not here to fix everyone. He's human. And that's uncomfortable. But isn't that the deeper story we weren't ready for? What do you think? Is this a case of a beloved show jumping the shark, or is it a brilliant subversion of our expectations? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're still watching, ask yourself, are you tuning in for Ted, or for the version of Ted you needed 3 years ago?